Good morning, trade pros. Good morning, YouTube. Hope you guys are having an amazing Friday. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. I'm Fadi from the Futures Room here at Trade Pro Academy, with coming to give you guys a new YouTube update for today's market. Hope you guys enjoy it. So, for today's market in Asia, Japan is down 1.7%, Hong Kong is up 5.4%, China's up 2.4%, and India's up 0.2%. In Europe, London session 0.9%, Paris up 1.6%, Frankfurt 1.3%. As far as the futures market, the Dow is up 0.5%, S&P is up 0.7%, Nasdaq is up 0.8%, and crude is up 2.8%. As far as news today, we really don't have too much news coming out in the afternoon. Early this morning, we had 8:30 non-farm payrolls. We'll talk about that in a minute. And 1 o'clock, we have Baker Hughes rig count. And yeah, that's about it. Not that many news today. The big news really just came out this morning: jobs claims and non-farm payroll. We're expecting non-farm payroll this morning coming out at 8:30, and the numbers did came out. We were expecting 200K as for jobs added. It came out at 263, so we beat expectations there. Unemployment rate came out as at 3.7 versus 3.6 expected. A 50-year low, actually. Damn. So that these numbers came out a little bit higher than expected. Maybe that we'll see a rally coming into after the open in the market. We'll see. Those are pretty much the big number that everybody's looking at. As you guys know, like, the Fed keeps an eye out on the jobs market and the labor market, and we're seeing so many macroeconomic signs of strength of the U.S. economy, with strong labor force numbers and signs of GDP growth, said one of the economists at the website Moz. Sorry. So yeah, these numbers came out this morning a little bit higher than expected. We'll see how the market reacts to them after the open. Other than that, what else do we have on the headline? The Bank of England has raised the interest rate by 3/4 of a basis point, sending it to a 14-year high of 3%, as it attempts to combat inflation. As a result of that, we've seen weakness in the pound compared to the dollar, and the UK government bonds have also sold off after that news, as the central bank declared its hike rates by less than the market anticipated. There was also a quote here, quote, "It is a tough road ahead," Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey said at news conference. "The sharp rise in energy prices has made us poorer as a nation. The rates on new fixed-term mortgage should not need to rise as they have done." Strong tone here, a strong quote, honestly, but it's just he's trying to express, like, the road ahead for England, with the rise in rates and the increasing cost of energy. Things are gonna be tougher in the road ahead. Also, even if interest rates remain steady, the Bank of England predicted a recession, which would likely continue until the end of 2023. Things would be worse if rates were raised to a level expected by the UK financial markets. They can see a peak up to 5.25% late next year. So this is a huge hike in interest. Change everything there probably. What else on the headline? Yeah, the economic landscape is not looking better elsewhere. Tech giants are slamming the brakes on hiring. As far as the tech giants, like, everybody's pretty much taking precautions and start freezing hiring. Amazon is posing new incremental hires in corporate workforce. Apple has tapped the brakes on hiring for positions that are in reach and development. Meanwhile, payment startup Stripe STRIP, that's the ticker symbol, plans to cut more than 1,000 jobs to prepare for leaner times. Lyft is laying off 13% of its labor workforce. And of course, to top it off, Mr. Elon Musk and Twitter is cutting almost, I think he declared half of its workforce of Twitter. So these are huge layoffs that we are seeing here, coming from really the guys who are supposed to be most stable, the big tech giants. Negative productivity can be hidden when everything is going great, noted Mark Sterl, CEO of investment firm Adams Funds. It's easier to protect your margins when revenues are going up, but they're they're stopping or going up slower. Then you have to look at where you're spending your money. It kind of makes sense. I see his point. They kind of have to do that to, you know, cut, like, manage their spendings for them to stay in profit. But like the downside of that is, labor market is taking a hit. As we're seeing like layoffs in these big names, there's probably other layoffs and on a smaller scale, and that will hurt the labor market coming into, the next year, sorry. As far as last thing here is energy price caps. The US is trying to put more price cap on Russian seaborne crude and refined products. Basically it's just more restrictions, and the parties involved intend to set a price cap on Russian crude at a fixed level rather than a floating one that moves the benchmark like Brent and WTI. So I'm curious how they will do that. That has been in talks for the last couple of weeks, but now we have a date, scheduled to take effect at December 5th. So we'll see how that shapes out. How what kind of rate are they gonna give it? Any price should be above $60 a barrel, or high enough to cover production costs and encourage more output. So interesting here. We'll see how that plays out as far as, putting more caps on Russian oil. And that's pretty much it. Not so much to talk about today. As far as the markets, after the FOMC report that came out and raised the interest rate hiked interest rate by 3/4% as expected, we've seen that sharp drop on the market that they coming into 3,720 support here on the S&P 500. And after that, like when Jerome Powell started his speech, talking about that the next hike or the one after that in Feb can actually be the last hike. They'll just need to take a look on the numbers. I see that caused some optimism in the market today. We had decent non-farm payroll, decent jobs report too. So we've seen a rally from 3720 coming into 3770. I think we can get another retest into 3800 before we see maybe another retest down. We'll see how the market behaves, and yeah, we'll keep you guys updated. If you guys want to know about how we trade, the strategies and the setups that we use for trading, join us at TradePro Academy. And yeah, this is all I got. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Actually, Monday. Ciao.